fucking go. Fucking love this dude. No homo.
So we're going to war. It's no longer a matter of if, but a matter of when. America is about to enter a new war. And not with an enemy of ours, because Iran has not done a single fucking thing to us. But we're about to go put American lives in danger. We're about to go spill American blood on foreign soil again. And not because America was attacked or America has been threatened, but because America is ran and controlled by a mass murdering ethno-state who runs blackmail and controls all U.S. politicians, and they want all their neighbors killed. Because their sick pedophilic Talmudic beliefs has them wanting to fulfill the Antichrist prophecy. And Americans are Zionist Jew state puppets. There ain't going to be no Israeli fighting that war. It'll be our brothers and sisters dying for it. Us, the Goyim, the fucking Gentiles, the less than human people, according to them. They wage the war, we the Goy fight it. And our president is a Jew cuck that ran his campaign on no new wars and is literally about to set off World War III. And again, miss me with the Democrat, Republic, Trump this, with your fucking programmed Muslim hate. Iran ain't done a fucking thing to you. Iran is not a threat to you or to us. And this is why I stress that you have to do your research. You have to revisit history from a different lens, with a different perspective. You got to learn about who's been behind all of our world wars, who owns all the banks, who owns all the media, who consistently spins the narrative. Learn to follow the cord from the puppet to the hand that holds it. Follow the string, because I promise you, it has been and continues to be the exact same usual fucking suspects behind everything that is wrong with our whole world. But since they own and control the media, you'll never find out unless you go actively looking for it. They will continue to spin their narrative as long as they can, and as long as all you goyums keep falling for it. Me, you, all of us, we're nothing but goy slop to them. We're animals. And honestly, the only war that needs to be waged is the war of the rise of the goy. The rise of the Gentile versus each and every single cabal, Satan-worshipping, Zionist, Bolshevik, ideal-believing sick fuck. We as a nation need to divorce ourselves from the murdering state of Israel and stop fighting their war. These people are not our allies. These people are not our friends, and they provide absolutely nothing fucking good to our society. Them and their sick, pedophilic, Talmudic belief is everything that's wrong with the world. If they want war with Iran, go fight your own fucking war, you bitch-ass pussy. Go send your Israeli soldiers to go die in that war, not Americans. And I stand by everything I say, and I apologize to absolutely fucking nobody. I love you, my boys. Let's go. Namaste.
Welcome to the JJ Carrell Show. Right on, brother. Why are we going to another war? Why? That guy's absolutely right. What is wrong? Honestly, stop for a second and quickly tell me what Iran has done to us. Do they have some mullahs that are screaming death to America? Who cares? Okay, what else? What else? Well, there's an existential threat to Israel. There's an existential threat to Israel every second of every day of every year. That's not our problem. And I would say the same if we were talking about Canada or Ecuador. Ain't my problem. It ain't my problem. I can almost argue if Mexico got in a war or Canada got in a war, as long as it doesn't spill over, and we'd have to beef up our borders even more. But why are we going to war? Listen to me. This is going on 3 decades. Some people say longer, but let's just focus on the last 3 decades. 3 decades of going to war for Israel. Let me repeat that again. Because Israel believes that that's their land, and they feel threatened that now America has to go fight. We have to spend all of our treasure. We have to spill our blood. We have to allow our young boys to die, to be butchered, to come back with third-degree burns with their faces melted. We have to our boys come back with missing limbs. Why? Because Israel feels threatened. Do you feel the anger in America right now? You can feel it. I saw a poll just yesterday. 80+% of people 25 and younger want nothing to do with Israel and the Jews. Nothing. Not like somewhat or, somewhat not. No, nothing. Zero. Nothing. And they know it. So that's why they're going all in. They need a war. I did this on my real take. I have a daily take that I have behind a paywall, and I do it every day. And today's daily take was my son's not going to war. See, it's very personal to me. I'm in my 50s, but I'm in great shape. I can go to war. I know how to use a weapon. I know how to lead men. I could go to war. I'm not going to war for Israel. I'm not doing it. If there's a world war that we didn't start, that the threat of America dying and we're losing our homeland, I'm going to war. My son will go to war. My son's itching every single day, getting closer and closer to that selective service age of 18, where we have to, by law, register for the draft. My son is precious to me. He is my world. And if you think I am sending, I don't care about if it hurts your feelings, Jews in America or Jews in Europe or Jews in Israel. I don't give a fuck about your country and your people. If you think for a second you're going to take my son and I'm going to sacrifice him at your altar, you're fucking crazy. My son, to me, is worth all of the people, the whole entire 9 million in Israel. I would kill all of you before I let my son die for you. Think of the soldiers that have gone to war for the last 3 decades in the Middle East for nothing. I did this job in the Border Patrol. I saw everything that those men fought against in the Middle East. Remember that? We have to fight them over there so we don't have to fight them here. Guess what your government did in the last 4 years, and I witnessed it firsthand? We brought all of those people here. We welcomed here. We brought all the people that we were killing over there. And then we brought them here, and we gave them brand new iPhones. We gave them hotels every single night with 3 square meals a day. They had same-day laundry service. They had doctors' visits, and they had spending cash in their pocket, and they did not have to work. Your government, my government did that. So I'm preparing for the show, and many days it's overwhelming. The information is overwhelming. I don't get overwhelmed. The information and what am I going to talk about? Not what am I going to talk about? There's nothing to talk about. What am I going to talk about? There is so much to discuss. And as we inch closer and closer to a war in Iran, and I know Russia and I know China is going to get involved. And then as everything happens in war, you start out with these grandiose intentions, and then all of a sudden it makes a right-hand turn, a sharp turn, and then another and another and another, and all of a sudden you're 5 years in. You have 100,000 dead. Because we're not fighting goat herders, cave dwellers, men that like to rape little boys, because that's their culture. No. We're going to go fight a rising almost superpower. Iran has 1 million people in their army. 90 million people that live in Iran. They have deep alliances and are connected to Russia and China. And all of the military experts say we're not ready for that war. We're not. We don't have the ammunition because we gave it all to Ukraine. We don't have the tanks. We don't have anything. We're depleted because we've been at war for freaking 3 decades. And what do we get out of it? Well, we're protecting Israel. Why are we protecting Israel? Why is it so important that we have to protect Israel? I want an answer. And I want to start, and I want to make this carve out. I don't want to hear about God's people. I don't want to hear about God's land. That has already been disproven by strong theologians, not the evangelical Bible thumpers like Mike Huckabee and all of the televangelists. I'm talking about theologians. We don't owe anything to Israel. That's a made-up state from 1948. Let's all get a grip. Those are not God's chosen people. Those are not the real Jews. You want to trace it back? We can go through this whole lineage of all that. God scattered all the Jews when they decided to rebuke the Savior, the culmination, the completion of the Bible, of God's word. And they repudiated him, and didn't just repudiate him, they killed God's son. I'm so tired. I am so tired, not only of Israel, but I'm so tired of our politicians getting into wars that have nothing to do with America. Nothing. Since Vietnam, tell me one war. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm waiting. What are you going to come up with, the Gulf War? Is that what you're going to come up to? Like it's like a 48-hour war? Is that what you're going to try to push on me? And then my retort back to that is, yeah, because we went in blazing hot with an end date, a strategy, and then we left. We didn't stay to try to rebuild everything. I've said this many times. Could we just for 30 days? I'm not asking for 30 years like we gave Israel and the Jews. I'm asking for 30 days for Americans. Can we focus on America? Do you think that's possible? Do you think that you could stop all of your Nobel Prize crap and all of your 7 wars that you've got done and then everything in Ukraine, wearing your little lapel flags and waving the flags and all you people that walking into the Congress in your IDF uniforms? Could we all focus on America? And the answer is no, you won't, because you can't get rich focusing on America. You can't steal. And the people that we have in our houses of Congress have dual allegiance. They have split allegiance, dual citizenship. We have multiple people that have citizenship with with Israel. We have multiple people have their dual citizenship with foreign countries. What is going on? What has happened to my country? What has happened to my country? Well, we have been at war. We've had $40 trillion stolen, and we have been lazy, and we've allowed the invasion of people into our country, third world, retarded, incestuous people into our country, and they get together with their 4 or 5 brain cells, and they all gather up ballots, and they ballot harvest, and they put people in like Ilhan Omar, and they hate America. Ilhan Omar hates America, and we're shocked when America is in the tubes. If you think, I'm just going to go down the list of wars. All right, I'm going to show them to you. See, it's okay. It's okay because on the 4th of July or Veterans Day or Memorial Day, you go out and you put a flag in your yard or on your porch, and you say USA, USA. There are millions of families that have been destroyed because of these wars. They either lost a son or a daughter, or a son fighting in war, daughters being in, quote, the green zones and getting hurt or killed. The ones that don't die come back mutilated physically, emotionally, intellectually, spiritually. And that has a ripple effect in those families. And those families are deeply, deeply affected. And for what? What have we gotten from anything? Any war? Have we gotten more oil? Has the Middle East became a democracy, a zone for economic enjoyment? Or has it become a part of the earth that is desperate, destroyed, broken? The wars that we have been in are astounding. The death, the destruction that we've allowed to have happened to our fellow citizens, and we did nothing. I'm watching a movie. My son and I, my wife sat down, and we just happened to just turn on Forrest Gump. And we get to the part of him being in Vietnam. And there's a part in there where Forrest Gump just says there were some great men, great boys in that war. And I'm watching it. And I'm thinking, what in the hell were we doing in Vietnam? And then there's a scene or scenes in there where they show the hippies, right? The hippies are the anti-war protesters. And as much as I can't stand hippies because they're hippies. But were they wrong? Are they narcissistic and gratuitous and beta males? Yeah, that's why we hate them. But were they wrong? Honestly, were they wrong? And the answer is no. We can still hate them or still dislike them, but they weren't wrong. Looking back on history, and I know it's 2020, but when you got 2020 vision, when something really great happens or something good or something that had to happen, you can sit there and you can articulate it. So you come back and you ask me something really bad in my life that happened, and you say, well, looking back with 2020 vision, what did you do good? What did you do bad? Would you do things differently? And a lot of times, even in bad situations, you would come and say, this situation was thrust upon me. I reacted the best way I could. Sure, would I have done a couple things different? Yeah. But ultimately, I did what I needed to do, and I did the best I could. Can you say that about Vietnam? Can you look back all the way back with 2020 vision and say, okay, what did we do right? We did nothing right. You just had 50,000 of your men die. Do you know how much 50,000 is? 50,000 men died. You knew we didn't need to be in that war. I will guarantee you, somewhere in the timeline from the beginning, first shots fired, first bodies on the ground, to the last body taken out of there, somewhere in that timeline, there had to have been 1, 2, 10, 100 conversations between the president, chiefs of staff, all the cabinet members had to come together and say, we got to get out of this. What are we doing? What is even the end game? And somebody absolutely had to get up in that cabinet meeting and say, we need to get out of it. We need to pull out now. And I guarantee you, multiple, not just one, multiple people stood up to include the president and said, no, we can't. Why can't we? Because we need to be reelected. We need to be reelected. And they made calculated decisions on just that. They sacrificed your boys into the meat grinder of war. Are you telling me that LBJ didn't know that we should be getting out of that war? You're going to have that discussion with me, argument with me? 99 today, not then, today, and then, 99% of Americans could not find Vietnam on a map. What would the Vietnam? What were they going to do? They're going to get in their little wood canoes where they check their rice paddies And what were they going to do? They're going to canoe all the way to America, thousands of miles away, and then storm the beaches. Is that what they were going to do? They were going to storm the beaches in San Diego and LA. That's what they're going to do, and they're going to run across America, killing all of us. Is that what's going to happen? Or God forbid the Chinese took over Vietnam and communism or Russia or whoever we were thinking was the boogeyman was going to come in, and then Vietnam became communist. Okay. What does that have to do with us? It's not even in our hemisphere. We did it because the people in power wanted to get wealthy. That's it. That's it. And there's some people in the cabinet then, and they're same in the president's cabinet and president's inner circle today that love war. They love war. Let's go down memory lane, because we have to go down memory lane of war. And I just picked a couple videos out. I'm just going to show you this man talking about going into tunnels in Vietnam. Enjoy.
There are certain rules to tunnel warfare. Don't turn on the light unless you're really, really, really sure you're alone. Use your senses. Do your first killing as quietly as you can. That means don't shoot. I chased somebody into a tunnel, met them at a bend in the corner in the dark. I thought I was alone, and then I smelled their breath. And we had a wrestling match in the dark, and I got the upper hand and crushed this person's trachea, held him down while he died, and then got out. I beat and strangled someone to death in a tunnel, in the dark. But that wasn't the only casualty. The other casualty was the civilized version of me.
And why? Why? Vietnam. Why? Why did we stay there for years and years and let this man absolutely has PTSD. This man absolutely has nightmares. Why? Come on. After all these years, damn it, I think I deserve, and Americans deserve, an explanation. Why in the hell did you go there? You're talking to a guy that is full on red-blooded American. If we got to go to war, I don't want to just go to war. I want to annihilate. If that means killing every single person that's the enemy, then everyone's going to die. If that means I have to carpet bomb your nation and make it into just a nation of rubble, then that's what we're going to do. But why? Why are we going to wars where we have no business going there? None. It's not our business. It's not our business to determine who's a communist nation, who's a socialist nation, and who's a capitalist nation. Do you think we have our own problems here in America and have had it for a long, long time? I love this. This is the same thing. I equate the nation as families. Families get together and they complain about other families as if nothing's wrong with their family. Well, the Joneses over there, they're having some hard times. Bob's out of work and their daughter is pregnant, and their son's struggling in school, and you're looking at your friends, because you know them well because they're your friends, and you're thinking to yourself, yeah, your wife's a whore, your daughter is a drug addict, you have a job, but your balance sheet's upside down by about $500,000. It's the same thing. It's the same damn thing. We're looking at America and we're going, well, we got to get over there. We got to straighten those people out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. This was the 60s and 70s. We had massive race issues in America. We had civil rights issues. We had all kinds of issues, and we didn't focus on that. We're focusing on Vietnam. Same thing as today. We don't have any problems here. We're going to go focus on Iran. What is Iran? 5, 6, 7,000 miles away. We're going to go focus on Iran because why? They're killing people in the streets? Oh, really? No one's dying in the streets of America? We don't have 50 million savages in our country that are illegal aliens, murdering, raping, and killing our people, taking over entire cities, burning things to the ground? But we're going to focus on Iran? That's our focus? Our house is absolute in disarray. Our house has been in disarray for decades, and we keep going to wars and fighting them. And then we're looking at all these people through our glass house going, oh, I'm throwing stones because, look at you people. Look at you. You're Muslim and I don't like you live in kind of like decaying flat houses, and you live in rubble, and you're marrying your cousins and having retarded children. Well, why is that my problem? Why am I getting involved in this? There are so many Kastans in the Middle East. I have no idea what country's what. If you gave me a map with no names on it, I'd have no idea. I'd be piecing it together going, God, what'd I get on a test? 50%? I'm a smart guy. I'm in it like every day looking. I can't find all those stand countries in there. I have no idea. But we have to go to war. We have to send men like this into war so that he has this ingrained in his mind, and smelling that guy's breath and killing him with his bare hands. Oh yeah, that's worth it. LBJ, you racist drunk. God, what did we get? What did we get from it? Let me show you what we got. This is important. This is important. Trust me. This is what we got. You see it? That's what we got. The Vietnam Veterans Memorial. One of absolutely my favorite. I don't know if that's the right adjective to use. It is the most powerful. It is the saddest, the most profound document in Washington that I believe. That's my feeling. When you begin to understand, because we throw numbers out all the time, 50,000, 50 million, 500,000, million here, a billion, a trillion. When you actually physically look at a wall that goes for ever, and their names etched in it, and that long pathway, and that comes to you from where it's looking, and then it goes like a big V almost. 50,000 names etched in black marble that goes on forever. When I went there and I stood in front of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, you know what I felt? I felt betrayal. I felt sadness. I felt anger and resentment, because the most vile, the dumbest, the most corrupt, the most everything negative runs our country and has been running it for a very, very long time. Well, what's the next war that we can talk about? Well, let's talk about if you don't hate the politicians, if you don't have a burning hatred for them, then you're just like dead. I despise them. Let's look at Fallujah. Oh, the weapons of mass destruction. My favorite. And I was one of them. I was one of those. Yeah, let's get in there, get those weapons of mass destruction. Saddam Hussein is so bad. We got to get him. His sons, Usay and Dusay, or whatever their names are, they're raping women, and they're really bad guys. Oh, then let's spend trillions of dollars and lose thousands of men and destroy hundreds of thousands of families. Yeah, let's go in there because they're baddies. Oh, yeah.
take a look at it, examine it.
I just have to stop it there. I'm going to go back just right there. Buildings made out of dirt and clay in the middle of deserts. That's our enemy. You understand? You understand how absurd this is? You understand how absurd, what a lie? What else have we been lied to? Or maybe it's easier for me to ask, what haven't we been told that's not a lie? What have we been told that's the truth? That's easier to answer than the other way, because we can go through a litany of lies and deception and propaganda. This is one of them. Weapons of mass destruction. We have to be fearful of people that don't have electricity or running water. They wear dirty night shirts like robes. They have filthy, dirty feet because they wear open-toed sandals in the desert. They have no technology, and we're supposed to believe that we're supposed to go there and kill everybody in that country. Do you see how absurd this is? Let's continue. Again, I have to stop it. Look at what we're told. We have to go to war with cave dwellers. Because if we don't fight them over there, they're going to come here and they're going to kill us. You believe the crap that we all believe, me included. I was a young man. What was I in? Not even 25, 26, 27. Not even. I believe this crap. I'm ashamed. Even though I was young, there's no excuse. I should never been that naive and stupid. Never. I can't even go anymore. It just infuriates me. The people that ran our... Okay, let's just keep going because I have to. Damn it. Okay, this one just pisses me off. Does it piss me off because I'm going to witness a U.S. Soldier die right here on camera? Yeah. Am I pissed off at the quote terrorist? No. Nope. I'm not. Because if the roles were reversed, and this was me in Southern California, and the Iranians took over my country, I would be blowing up stuff day and night and killing every single Iranian I can get my hands on. This is what we did in Afghanistan. Now, before I play this, can somebody real quick, just shoot it in the DMs. Can somebody tell me what we got out of going to Afghanistan? Or better yet, even well-informed people, quickly tell me why we were in Afghanistan. Does anybody even know? Why? Well, the war on terror. No. Come on, we're a little more specific than that. Why? Why were we there? And if you can't figure it out, and because I don't know, I honestly do, besides, making trillions of dollars in war money and upsetting the Middle East and having to, quote, rebuild it, it's going to cost trillions of dollars. I have no idea, but maybe we can watch this and maybe an idea will come to us as we see the body of a U.S. soldier come exploding out of their tank. Let's watch it.
Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar.
إن فشل الكاسحة الظاهر في العمل وفقا لما يروج عنها يمكن تفسيره بواحد أو أكثر من عدة تفسيرات محتملة، لا يبشر أي منها بالخير للصليبيين.
الله
Well, just in case you didn't understand what that red circle was, well, that would be our soldier body being killed instantly and his body being thrown, ejected from his tank. I know guys like that. You know who some of the most pissed off Americans are? Those men. Just like the same pissed off guys from Vietnam. There's no reason why we should be there. It was worthless. We're sending money. That's Al-Shabaab. On the bottom, it says Al-Shabaab or Ash-Shabaab. Whatever the F it means. We're sending, what is it, $40 million a week in cash to the Taliban. We were funding multiple terrorist organizations all at once. God. My sponsor of my show is sat123.com. They support me so I can do this show. They never question me. They never say, hey, you don't talk about that or this or that. They just say, just go. You need to be prepared. Right now, New York City, under feet of snow. How do I know that? I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. They're throwing ice balls at cops. All of the blacks and mainly minority groups, illegal aliens in New York City are throwing snowballs, like massive, hurt you snowballs. And there's nothing the cops can do. Our nation has fallen. It's fallen. You need to be prepared. You think the military's come to save you, or police are going to come save you when there's a natural disaster? You honestly believe that? There's people still living in tents in North Carolina. But we spent at the same time over $1 billion a year for one hotel for 1 year in New York City for illegal aliens. No one's coming for you. I don't want to be the black pill doom and gloom. I'm just telling you, no one's coming for you. It's not that the guys that are in law enforcement don't want to help you. There's not enough of us. Do you understand that? The United States of America is a gigantic country. There's only 660-ish thousand police officers, state, local, and federal. Take days off, sick leave, annual leave, court, training. Guys that just effing hit their limit and they don't care anymore. There ain't no one out there. No one's coming to help you. If you don't start getting ready for yourself, meaning generators, meaning ballistic backpacks, meaning sat phones, meaning generators, Starlink systems, you need to get in the ball game. My pitch to you, my ask is go to the website, take 5 minutes, go to sat123.com/JJ. 5 minutes is all I ask. You got 5 minutes to spare. Stop going on TikTok for just 5 minutes and go there and then just ask yourself, do I need this? And you're going to be surprised Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, you do. I'm about being prepared and being complete owner of your life. To be a complete owner of your life, you have to own every aspect of it. And when the proverbial S hits the fan, you need to be prepared. Sat123.com/JJ. Love that company. Great company. Excellent company. This is someone that I would say that most likely don't have a lot in common. Maybe I do. Hell, maybe I do. You know what? I don't know. I'll put this man up there. It's Jesse Ventura. And I saw this clip and I was like, hell, you know what, man? This is a damn good idea. This is a damn good idea, especially for people like Lindsey Graham. And for people like Lindsey Graham, because Jesse Ventura is going to say something. Lindsey Graham doesn't have any children, so Lindsey Graham doesn't get a vote when it comes to war. Listen to what Jesse Ventura says. This is an incredible idea.
You know what I've always said? You know how you got to vote to go to war, supposedly? I've always said we should pass a law that when Congress votes to go to war, someone in their immediate family has to begin immediate military service. If they vote yes to go to war, then someone in their family, because I'm sick and tired of the Vietnam stuff.
He's right. He's absolutely right. We're going to go to war. Okay, you're going to vote for war? Okay, Mr. Congressman Perez from Peru and Delia Ramirez. Sign your son up, sweetheart. Or better yet, throw your fat DACA husband in there. And guess what? It would stop. Because they don't want to send their families to war for worthless wars. But they want us to send our kids. Why is my son's life disposable? And your children's not. Or in the case of Lindsey Graham, being Lindsey don't ask, don't tell Graham, he doesn't have any children because you have to be married to the opposite sex then you have to procreate. You have to do some sexual natural sex stuff in order to have children. So people like don't ask, don't tell Lindsey Graham don't have any children. And he is so ready to go to war. That little fairy is so ready to go to war. Lindsey Graham would shit his pants if I stuck an M4 in his hand, put a vest on and said, march out there, little fairy. Let's go. It's time to go to war. You love war. So now we're going to show you war. He would cry. He would curl up in the fetal position, begging to get back into his cushy life, sending other people's kids to their death. Talking about him, let's look at little fairy Graham. Let's watch him. Let's watch. Oh, I can't stand this guy. But here we go. I'm gonna have to take a bite of this sandwich. So are you.
The biggest mistake we made since the war on terror is withdrawing from Afghanistan. To President Trump and anybody else, if we pull the plug on Ukraine, that's 10 times worse than Afghanistan. There goes Taiwan. To stop funding Ukraine is a death sentence for Taiwan. Putin will keep going.
Okay. Explain to me, Fairy, what the hell are you talking about? Ukraine's going to be 10 times worse than Afghanistan? Why? How? Nope. If we didn't even talk about Ukraine, like we just ignored it for the last, what is it now, going on 3-4 years? Maybe, yeah, 4 years. Would anybody care? Would anybody even know? Honestly, would anybody know? It's going on now. We don't even care. But Lindsey Graham is saying, well, we have to keep going to war. There's like 500,000 Ukrainian men dead. They can't find their orphan children. They're gone. I wonder where those orphan children went. I wonder if they got swept up into Epstein Island. Wouldn't that be interesting? No, of course that couldn't happen. There's no way that could happen. Are you telling me that they actually have biolabs in Ukraine? No, you're crazy. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, JJ. They do. You were right. Oh, so they have now orphaned children in the hundreds of thousands, and they can't find them. Oh, that's absurd, JJ. Yeah, they can't find them. I wonder where they are. Well, they disappeared, right? Like a spaceship covered down and sucked them all out. It's like when Joe Biden brought in over 500,000 children and they just kind of disappeared. They still can't find, what is it, 400 and I think 30,000 of them. 420,000 of them can't be found. No, I don't. There's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. Let's just keep going to war in the everywhere. Let's just keep going to war everywhere. Why not? I like this guy. I like this guy. And he just kind of just says it just like it needs to be said to Lindsey Graham and all of the other demons.
With all due respect, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham needs to shut the fuck up.
The men and women who serve, they're the ones going, not people answering a poll. And if you ask them, would you be willing to risk your life to stop the Ayatollah from having the nuclear weapon? All of them would say yes.
The fuck they would. Like, these are the same motherfuckers, actually the same motherfuckers, who told us that we needed to go into Iraq because they had WMDs. Quick history lesson, they didn't. Lindsey Graham hasn't been talking to any soldiers. He hasn't been talking to any sailors, Marines, or airmen. No, he's been talking to the motherfuckers at Halliburton. Been talking to Lockheed Martin, L3, and fucking Boeing. People who stand to make trillions of dollars if we start another fucking war. Billionaire CEOs who are super fucking hungry right now because we took away their endless fucking war. South Carolina. How do you keep electing this motherfucker? You know what? It's not even so much on the people of South Carolina because the alternative is a Democrat. Republican Party of South Carolina. How is this the dude you keep choosing to send to Congress? But no, Senator, American soldiers don't want to go to war because of Iran potentially having a nuke. And just to be clear, why the fuck would we believe you?
Yeah, why would we believe you? What have you told us that's ever been the truth? You little fairy. I lived this. I saw this firsthand. I had several guys in the United States Border Patrol. In the United States Border Patrol, we get a lot of former military. And I had 3 or 4 guys that had been multiple deployments in the Marines to the shit stands. And I had no idea. This was early 2000s, 2005 to 9, something like that, 11. We even though we knew PTSD was kind of coming up, right? And I had no idea. Looking back now, I'm like, well, yeah, these guys were, PTSD for sure. And this is what no one wants to talk about. 22 veterans kill themselves every single day. Let me repeat that so you hear me clearly. 22 veterans kill themselves every single day. Why? Because they had to do things that were horrible and it makes no sense to them. I don't think we had this trauma in World War II. Sure, those men carried emotional and mental scars for the rest of their life, but there was a purpose. It was to save America. These men come back from doing horrific things, and they go to the grocery store, and there's Mohammed from Afghanistan buying his food with government food stamps and EBT card. And the guy that came back from fighting against Mohammed barely has enough money to get a plastic bag full of groceries, where Mohammed has a complete grocery cart packed. And then we wonder why these guys are fucked up. Yeah, there's a special hell for all these politicians, and I want them to burn in hell. I want there to be a merciful God, but more than anything, I want a God that is just. And I want justice, and I know that I'm not going to get it. Maybe that's what drives me more crazy than anything. And we're going to sit here and we're going to go full circle on what we've talked about. PTSD. We're at war in the Middle East for 3 decades because of this man and the state of Israel and the Jews. Let's listen to how many times he lies to us. Enjoy.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about 90% of having the rich uranium for an atom bomb. Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, time is running out.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything, nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years.
That was 1995. It was 31 years ago. Don't tell me that that man in Israel and the Jews don't have an overrepresentation, an over-influence, and a direct, profound effect on our national security. What if Israel went away? Are we better off or worse? Do we need Israel? What does Israel give us? Go ahead, I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Tell me. Nothing. What do we give Israel? Tens of billions of dollars. Trillions of dollars in war and dead soldiers. Why don't you send your IDF in there? Why don't you deplete everyone you have? Then maybe we'll have a discussion. Why don't you go fight Iran? Hey, look, man, you'll be surprised with me when it comes to Israel. They could do whatever they want to do. If they feel threatened and attacked, I'm like, hey, brother, go all in. Protect yourself. If that means burning Palestine and Gaza to the ground, it's the way it goes. Fuck around, find out. That's a truest statement of all the sayings in American history. That's the most powerful. Fuck around, find out. Israel, you mean Gaza and the Palestinians, you want to throw rockets over us and all that? Well, you fucked around. Now you're going to find out. Now I'm going to burn you to the ground. And everyone's crying and going, oh, it's genocide. Here's me. Honestly, I understand it. I get it. I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for anything that you have to do. If you were Mexico, if you were New Zealand, I would say the same damn thing. I don't want anything to do with you. I don't want anything to do with you Kiwis. You keep getting us into wars in Australia and then Singapore and Taiwan, and now we're in this war and then we're in that war. No, you Kiwis, go to hell. It just happens to be Israel and the Jews don't like it that we're talking about them. But if we're talking about the Kiwis, the Jews would have no problem with it. Isn't that interesting? You find that kind of strange? Well, you're an anti-Semite. No. I just said I don't have any problem with Israel defending themselves. I just don't want to pay for it. How is that anti-Semitic? I'm tired of the Jews in Israel contorting, lying, manipulating, and propagandizing us into wars. What's wrong with that? If it was the Kiwis in New Zealand, would I be anti-Kiwi or would I just be speaking truth? Sometimes the best way is just through comedy and just stick it to them through comedy. Here's Tim Dillon, who I really like, and he just kind of puts it through, articulates it in a very different way than, say, I would, but it's still very effective.
I believe the country of Israel has too much influence with American foreign policy. And when the leader of Israel visits Washington 7 times to try to get us into a war with Iran, it is not in our interest, really. I mean, it's just not. No one's afraid of Iran. I've grown up my whole life. All you've ever heard of it was Iran. Like Iran's this like behemoth that's going to come kill everyone while you're out at the mall. Iran's just going to start firing nuclear missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles. You're going to, this is what these boomers fantasize that like one day you're going to wake up, you go open your door and it's just, I mean, chaos. I mean, people are driving their cars into each other. It's the scene from a disaster movie, right? And you go, what's happening? And your neighbor's going to go, Bob, it's Iran. And you're going to go, I knew it. I knew it. One day you just open your door and the world is falling apart. There are explosions and people are running full speed, grabbing their kids, going, we got to get out of here. And you go, what's going on? And your wife's like, I bet it's Iran. And so that's what they're selling.
I mean, you can't make fun of them enough that way. It's so perfect. It's so, you see how moronic it is. And yet here we are. We're about to get into a war with Iran. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Marjorie Taylor Greene just came right out. Look, call whatever you want to say about her. She comes out and just says what she says. And you know what's amazing? No one challenges her. Nobody says, well, no, she's lying. No one. It's silent. Why? Because she's speaking the truth.
Tell you what, 6 months in, Steve, and here we are turning back on the campaign promises, and we bombed Iran on behalf of Israel. Yes, it was on behalf of Israel. We're entering a nuclear war, the World War III, because the entire world is going to erupt. And you want to know the people that are cheering it on right now? Their tune is going to drastically change the minute we start seeing flag draped coffins on the nightly news, on Fox News that brainwashes all the baby boomers, and on CNN that brainwashes all the Democrat baby boomers. And that is exactly how this is going to go down.
She's right. She's right. And I talked about this earlier in the show. It's all sound grandiose. We're going to go in there. We're going to throw some bunker busters in there and a Moab bomb or two. And and then we're going to fly out and everything's going to be fine. Just like on that Top Gun movie. But that's not how it works. Because we're going to enter a war. And it's going to take a hard right or a hard left. We're going to get punched in the face. There's going to be dead soldiers, dead Americans. And you saw that when I showed you that PTSD video. Those are young boys. Those aren't men. Come on. Let's just be honest. Those are boys. Men are dudes that are in their 20s, going into 30s and 40s. Men are not 18 years old. And yet, little fairies floating around, sprinkling pixie dust all over Israel and Washington, D.C., and whispers into Donald Trump's ear, we need to bomb Iran. We need to bomb Iran. Well, why, little fairy? Well, because the Jews need us. And we have to fight them over there. Because if we don't fight them over there, then we'll fight them over here. Ignore the fact that we brought them over here already. Had enough, America? I have.